Good morning, good morning, good morning once again, and welcome to English, Valentine English, the best way to learn any language. But I could say one of the way to learn a language. Today, I'm having a great pleasure to be talking to a very good friend of mine, an English teacher, one of the best, the queen of the top, La Morena. Hi, King, how you doing?
Hi, hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How was your day today? How was your day yesterday?
My day has been going very well today. It's a beautiful morning. The sky is nice and blue, so it makes me very happy today.
Oh my God, you really look happy. Well, in my country, Dominican Republic is sunny and nice. We have such a nice weather, 26-degree all year long, and we have so many tourists. We have so many tourists all day. So, and tell me,
That sounds awesome.
so, yeah, it's so beautiful. We have a lot of American people here, and that's why I learned how to speak English. I think English is one of the easiest language in the world. What do you think?
Well, being a native English speaker, I'm not sure if it's easy. It's hard for me to judge that, but I think that I see a lot of people who come here and they pick up English very quickly. So maybe
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I think it is because I know how to speak different languages. So I told you I speak, my native language is Spanish. Then I learned how to speak Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, French, German, Dutch, English. I think I'm going to learn how to speak Russian. And I say English is the easiest one because the grammar is so easy. Like, for example, in Spanish, you say like, nosotros vamos. But in English, when go, I go, you go, he goes, she goes, we go, you go, they go. And then when we talk about the past, for example, the pronoun, you say, I went, you went, he went, she went, we went, you went, they went. And that's very easy, and I think it's one of the easiest language, but for me, I don't know. So, and I would like to ask you, what languages do you speak?
Well, besides my native language, I speak English and I'm learning Japanese and Greek, but I am really just beginning, so I don't know that much. I did live in Japan, but that was over 20 years ago. That was like 22 years ago. So I forgot everything I learned. So I'm just like a beginner starting all over.
Oh, I learned some words in Japanese because, what I do is, for example, if I want to learn a language, I listen every single day. I listen every single day. Like, for example, if I want to learn how to say in Japanese, buenos dias, ohayo gozaimasu, then I write it down and I say, ohayo gozaimasu all day long. Ohayo gozaimasu, ohayo gozaimasu, ohayo gozaimasu, ohayo gozaimasu. And then, I was learning like this, like phrases. I used to learn a lot of phrases, like 3 phrases every single day. And then I used to talk to myself too. So I learned, I learned Japanese. I didn't have any problem. And, and I use also to check up my pronunciation, the Google Translator too. And today is easy. By the time I was learning English, it was difficult because you had a book like this one, no, this one, like we have the Inglés básico, and then here you have like how it's written, how it is pronounced, and the meaning. But today, I think it's easy because you have the flashcards and you have the YouTube channel, and you need only to listen to the teacher and repeat, and you have all the meanings.
Right, so, exactly. There's so many more resources today that can help you learn a language that I didn't have back over 20 years ago when, well, actually when I was living in Japan, but then when I came back, I started focusing on Spanish. And yes, now you have YouTube, you can watch videos. I did a lot of different things to try to learn Spanish. I had little meetup groups where I would get together with other people who were learning, some native speakers, but mostly those who were learning Spanish. And we practiced speaking all of the time. But also, I've had tutors throughout the years where I kind of paid tutors, and mainly with my tutors, we just practice speaking. And and also just listening. I listen to music some, but and I know it helps a lot of people. I think with me, I listen to it for a while, then I kind of get bored, and then I'll just go and I'll start reading a book, which has helped me a lot as well. So there are lots of different things that have helped me, but I do the same thing where I may just speak to myself. I'll talk to myself in the language. Sometimes I even talk to my family, even though they don't understand what I'm saying. I'll just say something.
That's what I do. I remember when I was learning how to speak English, everybody thought I was going bananas. Like I was kind of crazy because I used to practice every single day, and that's the way I learned. And that's the way I'm trying to teach people how to develop the English speaking voice. And I love singing. Right. I'm kind of crazy when I'm teaching, but people like it. And I think, through songs, like you're learning Spanish, right? Look what I do. If I teach you Spanish, then I choose this kind of nice songs. Look, I know you know this song. Do you know this song? Do you know this song?
I don't know that song.
La playa estaba desierta, el mar bañaba tu piel. Come on, sing. Cantando con mi guitarra para ti, María Isabel. La playa estaba desierta, el mar bañaba tu piel. Cantando con mi guitarra para ti, María Isabel. Coge tu sombrero y póntelo. Vamos a la playa, caliente el sol. This way I try to teach people how to speak the language. Yes.
What app is that you're using? Is that an app or is that YouTube video?
No, it's a YouTube video.
Oh, okay, with the lyrics.
A YouTube video. And for example, if I want to flirt with a girl, if I'm in a bar and then I say, wow, and then I know how to say, you are beautiful. And then what I do is all the time, it doesn't matter the language I'm learning, I try to find a sound and then listen and repeat and imitate, like this one, for example. You know this song?
Yes.
Come on, let's sing together. You know how to sing, right?
No, I don't.
Let's try. You don't have to be shy. Look.
I can't sing a lick, really.
Come on, look. You are so beautiful. Yes. To me, yeah, that's the way, because, some people, they worry too much about how they will say that, the pronunciation, but you have everything in your hand today. I call this the magic phone. If you want to learn pronunciation, you just need here. I don't think you need a teacher for pronunciation. What about pronunciation? What do you think, how we can learn a pronunciation? What do you think about? But yeah.
Well, I think I do a lot of listening. I mean, if you're listening and you're trying to imitate another person, a native speaker. So if you're doing a lot of listening, you're imitating the things that they're saying. I know on one of my videos, I did the shadowing, but there are two types. the type that I did in my video, I was kind of talking right along after them. But one thing that you could do, another type, is where you can let the video play for a few seconds, stop it, and try to imitate the person what they're saying. So that's one way. If you had a native speaker that could help you with your pronunciation and maybe correct you, there are different methods. What methods do you use?
Well, as I told you before, I learned how to speak many languages and I'm a polyglot. And I think, it depends where you are and the language you're learning. For example, now, what kind of English do I speak? American, Canadian, or close? What do you think? My English.
I want to say American.
Okay, let's say it looks like, but listen, we have Canadian, we have Australian, we have British English.
But you don't say, your English doesn't sound British or Australian to me.
I understand, but it depends what kind of English I want to learn.
Right.
Like, for example, if I want to speak like a Canadian, or if I want to speak like somebody from England or from Australia, they have, I think, different accent, you say? Different accents?
Yes.
But I say, what about the rhythm? What about the rhythm? I think we have to match tempo and pace. Because maybe if I say in American English, I want to talk to you, right? I say that, I want to talk to you. How do you say that? Say, I want to talk to you in American English.
I want to talk. I want to talk to you.
Right, you say I want to talk to you. You see, I need to match tempo and pace. The way you say, okay, I will shadow you now. I will shadow you now. You're going to speak American English, and I will shadow you so that the people do understand what we are talking about, what we're talking about, right? Okay, say something and I will shadow you. So people listen. La Morena, YouTube channel in English, Valentin English. That is shadowing. It's a great season to learn how to develop your English speaking voice and exercise your English speaking muscles by shadowing. She will say something and I will shadow her. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to think of something to talk about.
What do I think that we'll talk about?
So I think that when you are trying to learn how to speak a language.
Well, I think when you're trying to learn how to speak a language and shadowing
you need, right, exactly. You need to find a native speaker and listen to their intonation, listen to how they pronounce words, listen to the rhythm of the way that they speak, and try to imitate them.
Exactly. That's what I say. Exactly. That, like, you listen and imitate. But then I think we have another problem. For example, where do you live in the States? Where do you live?
I live in Chicago. I live in the Chicago area.
You live in Chicago area. Then we have some other states, right? So you have Texas, Alabama, California, Massachusetts, New York. Do the people have the same accent?
No, no.
So tell me then. Okay, I'm learning English. What kind of English do I have to learn? Tell me.
I think that you choose whichever accent that appeals to you the most. And you can, that's how I feel about, well, with Spanish, because I speak to people from different Latin American countries. I have had tutors from Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Argentina. I've had tutors from everywhere. And I think basically you can just choose the one that just appeals to you. If you're used to speaking to someone from, for example, Mexico, you kind of like the way that they speak, you can imitate them. I don't think you necessarily need to, well, it's good, I think, to train your voice to understand people from different areas. but I think that you can just imitate whichever one, to me, appeals to you. What's your opinion?
Exactly. Yes, I do agree with you because, you know, I've been working on this and I think we have to match tempo and pace, even though the accents are different. For example, if you say I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you, that's American English, right? But when I speak to British, they say, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. You know, and I say, for example, wow, you're so beautiful. And they say, you are so beautiful. You know, like it's the same intonation, even though the accent is different. That's
Right.
that's what I, you know, I think that's what I do because then I think listening to people, then you can deepen the language, like different to listen kind of music, and it's much better if not to be shy. And even though if you are shy, you can drink a cup of tequilas or rum here in the Caribbean, and then you're gonna be able to learn the language. Yes, you know what I tell my students, the most important thing is not to be shy and speak. If you want to speak a language, you have to speak it every single day, and step by step, then you learn. So, and
Absolutely.
another question. Yes, that's what I think, you know. And when you watch movies, you have to watch it like 10,000 times till you master the vocabulary and you do understand. So, no, another thing, you told me you're learning Spanish, right?
Yes, I think I'll always be a student, no matter how my level is.
You know, I'm an English student too. You know, when you learn something,
Right.
never finish it. And
Right.
then what do you think now that you know how to speak Spanish well? Excellent Spanish. I love your Spanish speaking voice.
Thank you.
What's the difference? You know, a lot of people from Latin America, Central America, and South America, they want to translate literally when they learn the language. But we have another different. Now that you know how to speak Spanish, we have the American thoughts and the Dominican or Colombian or Mexican thoughts. We think different. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, for example, if I want to say, yo quiero que ella vaya. How do you say that in English? Yo quiero que ella vaya.
I want her to go.
Exactly. So I want her to go. I want her to go, right? But listen, if we have Dominican or Colombian, they say, I want that she goes.
Right.
You say, I want that she goes. That's grammatically correct, right?
Yes.
Yes. But when you speak the language, it's different.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. You know, that's the kind of, like most of us, we make the mistakes that when we want to use the object pronouns. Like, for example, yo quiero que ella me dé un beso. How do you say that in English? Yo quiero que ella me bese. How would you say that in English?
Me bese? You said,
Sí.
I want her to kiss me?
Exactly. I want her to kiss me, but then if you ask to not a native English speaker, he would say, I want that she kisses me.
Right.
Right. You know, it is different. So I say all the time that we have to adapt the American thoughts to our thoughts and not our thoughts to the American. And that's why we have to listen to native English speakers all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes, yes.
And, yes.
Because I had to, when I was learning how to speak in that way, that's exactly what I needed to do. I needed to kind of change the way I was thinking of how I was saying. Exactly. Right.
Exactly. And that's one of the most important things. For example, I speak German, and in German, everything is upside down. You know, and I'm very fluent in German, very, very fluent. For example, 23 is 320, 24 is 420.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, you know, in German, it's everything upside down, and French, Italian, you know, those different languages. But what I
Right.
do is I listen to many French speakers, German speakers, and then I got, you know, I got the way they think. So when I speak Italian, German, and French, I think in French, I think in German, and I think in Italian. And I'm learning now how to speak Russian. So one more question.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
you are, yeah, yes, it's
That is
different.
just so awesome. No, I'm just admiring all of your language abilities.
No, no, it's
That's
okay
I
because
want
you
to
know
be
what?
you when I grow up.
Oh my God, we know where I live. For example, I live. I work as a tour guide, and then I talk to so many different people, so many countries, and I know the way they think. And I also study a lot. You know, I'm reading
Right.
books all the time, and then you have to learn about the history, the way they think, and the way they say things. That is one of the most important things. So now, one question. So, are you a teacher? Do you teach?
I am a teacher, yes. I teach fourth
Very good.
grade. I teach fourth grade bilingual.
Excellent. And what do you think about the language taught at school and the language, the spoken language in the street? Are they different? I mean, when you learn at school, you learn grammar at school, and then what I want to talking about when you talk to the people, or when you speak to the
Oh,
people.
yes, for sure. Definitely, there's a big difference.
You think so?
A big difference.
Why?
I think so because you don't learn. Number one, you don't learn a lot of the slang when you're learning textbook. The language you're using, you're learning the textbook language, and they're not teaching you all of the slang, and they're not teaching you. There's certain words that you learn from a textbook that people don't generally use. Like
Wow.
for
Yeah,
for example, if you're learning English, a lot of times you might learn that if you want to say something tastes good, you might say, "Oh, this is delicious." And the textbook will teach you that word, but generally when you go out and speak to native English speakers, they don't generally use, "Oh, this is very delicious." I mean, they may, but it's not really a word that they use.
What do they say? What do they say?
I mean, it depends on who you talk to, but they may say, "Oh, this tastes so good," or "This is so good," or they may use some type of slang. But usually, like that word "delicious" isn't a word that is that people generally use all the time. But that's what you're going to learn in the textbook. That's just one example. So I think that there are certain words that a textbook will teach you that people will just use other words. Which is why
Okay,
when I'm with my tutors, a lot of times if I learn a word from a textbook, I'll ask them, is this a word that's common, or which one of these words is more common to use?
Okay, I understand. Very good. Listen, I call you back in a minute again for the Zoom. That is a very interesting conversation. You have some more time?
Yes.
I call you back in a minute because it's gonna be stopped. But that is very interesting. And I think why, that's the English I'm trying to teach, like normal English. Like when you go to school, say, I want to go to the park. I want to go. What did you say? I want to go to the park, because that's the kind of English you're gonna find, right? So people, look, that is a very interesting conversation about how to learn English. So watch our videos, La Morena and English Valentin English, and we're gonna teach you how to learn real English. So do you want to say something now, Morena, before we close?
Yes, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, come by and visit my channel, La Morena.
You will have a lot. Okay, see you later. Let's say alligator in a while. Crocodile. Subscribe to our channel. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.